Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. The channel is for education and technology. So after I released my book, Resurrecting Wing Chun a few weeks ago, and also the release of the article which interviewed me, titled, Does Chinese or Traditional Kung Fu Have a Future? I got many response from our Wing Chun friends and the traditional Chinese martial friends. Many of our friends love it and many don't like it. And still many thinking that I am create distortions for Wing Chun. So today I like to share with you something so that you know what the ancient Chinese is about when they deal with a technology like Wing Chun or a Dharma like a Wing Chun. So we need to look into the China 1,000 years ago. Yeah, 1,000 or 1,200 years ago. At the Tang Dynasty, at that time, Buddhism is booming. Zen Buddhism is booming, okay? So, at that time, it is like today's America, okay? It is real open-minded and everybody really rational. And at that time, Buddhism played a big role in China, which is tailoring the Chinese culture. And you can see actually in the history of China, many pioneer and the top official of the emperor is actually educated by the Zen Buddhism. Some of them is really poor when they are kids. So they went to the Buddhism temple, the Buddhist temple, the Zen temple, to get food, and then they get educated. And then when they grew up, they become the official. And then they turn around helping the poor people. You can read all those things, okay? So in Chinese culture, after the Tang Dynasty, after this Buddhism, Zen Buddhism tailoring, helping the culture and grow it better, that is a concept which is the Buddhist is used in China, and that is follow the Dharma, not the person. Meaning that if we want to talk about what the Buddhists teach, follow what the technology or the teaching of Buddha instead of following your sifu. Okay? So that's important. So in Chinese it's called 依法不依人 in Mandarin. In English is follow the Dharma, not the person. Okay, because you are studying Buddha's teaching. You're not studying your sifu's thinking. Let's put it this way. The sifu can comment on it, okay? And of course we're going to respect the sifu, but the ultimate judgment, the ultimate bottom line is the Dharma. What is said in the sutta. Okay? So that is what it is. And that is like today's America. It's by law, by evidence. Even president is subject to investigations, right? So that is how in Tang Dynasty it was run. So with this system, with a good system, in Tang Dynasty you see Buddhism booming, you see a monk from Japan, from Korea come to study the Buddhism in China. And there are even Japanese at that time become an official of the Chinese emperor. So it's like today United States, okay, it's open and everybody is respected equally, everybody entitled for their presentations, and it has to be go by law, and you know, those kind of democratic way of thinking. Now, so if we look into Buddhism, okay, Buddhism, since you say Wing Chun is from Shaolin, Shaolin is a Buddhist monk, Buddhist temple, right? Now, so your Shaolin is like your Mui is Buddhist nun, and then your Jisim is Buddhist monk, and so this all have to follow the Dharma, not the person. And Shaolin is following that because it's a Buddhist temple, right? Now, that is, what do you call it, criteria for whether one really learns something or not. It's not up to say, you come to study with Hendrik, and then you will be Hendrik's student, and then you will be Hendrik's grand student, or inner circle student, or so forth, provided you pay me more red package and money and so forth. It's not that. Okay? If you learn a certain technology, you need to know what is there. And when you learn that, only if you learn the complete thing, then you can say you have received the teaching. You know the teaching. You have received the teaching. Okay? So, in the teaching, the first thing is called Yan Liu, which is the source. It will tell you where is this source from. Where is this thing sourced from? Okay, where is this teaching source from? Where is this technology sourced from in today's language? The second is the Famen. Famen is the method. Sometimes we translate as Dharma door, the door to enter into that phenomenon, the Dharma door. And actually that's the methods. The third thing is 次第, process steps. It's like you want to manufacture a computer, you have a process steps. And in the meditation practice, in Kung Fu practice, they all have the process steps. Okay? Now, and then you have 正境, result state. You need to know what type of state is you going to get. And it's also here is result verifications. You need to verify whether you get there or not. So you need to know the entire thing, the source, the method, the process step, the result state, and verification in order for one to say, I know this Dharma, I know this technology, I have learned it, I have done it, I have completed. One needs to be really clearly describe this. And often you can read in the Zen Quran or Zen history, there is a term called Wei Zhen, meaning that line on accomplishments. Many times people never have this completely handled, but they said they have already attained or to get the result, but they never really get here. So that's called Wei Zhen, lying on accomplishment. Okay? So this is the ancient Chinese way. If you want to practice meditations, your Kung Fu, your body Dharma, you will expect to have that. Then you say, well, Hendrik, it's just you are talking about. Like yesterday, somebody, a few people saying, well, Hendrik, this is just your book. It's just you write about it. You just randomly pick things and something. Well, let me tell you what. This tool book is from Amazon. Translation. Okay, both book is from Grandmaster Zhi. Okay, this is the six Dharma gate to the Sato. This is the essence of Buddhist meditation. I invite you to go read these books and you see whether it tells you this or not. Okay? That is how it is. This is 1,500 years Buddhist book, which is in details, it tells you. Okay? Every state, every processes, what you practice, what you got. So, resurrecting Wing Chun inception is following this. Okay? Serious stuff? Yes, it's serious stuff. Why? We can read this 1,500 years later in English. Clearly state here. That is the way it has to go. It's like today's engineering books. All those things is really clear. Only if we have that, we be able to know the subject, to grow the subject. We know the inside out, and we be able to know it, to improve it, to change it whatsoever. But we first need to know this. So when I wrote that 2 books, this is the template I follow. Okay? So again, it is follow the Dharma, not the person, by law. So when you read this book, you are not following me. It is distinct within this book. For example, in the Wing Chun restriction, you have the Qi Ji Guan, Shaolin Short Strike Cannon, and the 1850s Xiu Lin Tao. Now, if we deny any one of them, you will never see Wing Chun. Because you want to know, such as, oh, fist issue from heart, you need to go to Shaolin Short Strike Cannon to really clearly understand what is going on, what they are talking about. You want to understand Shaolin Short Strike Cannon, where it's come from and so forth, you need to go to the Qi Ji Guan, which is the source. That's why here I present you that, okay? For the verifications, for the process step, you all need it. Otherwise, we are not presenting anything on the technology, but presenting something which is very superficial. Okay? So I myself actually is just a guy compile this thing up. Okay? The evidence speaks for itself. Now, if somebody say that, hey, you know, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is not right, well, then, like in the bylaw in the United States, show your evidence. You want to go to court, you let the court to examine the entire thing, show the evidence. Sitting down there, keeping say that this is wrong, this is not right. So, okay, is that everything has to accord to you then to be right? So, this is the way, if we really want to study something, is by law. Okay? So we can find out it, you know, really rationally. What is it? And of course, that is following the Dharma, not following the person. I cannot be like in the movie, okay, in the movie, Wing Chun Hendrik. So am I represent Wing Chun? Of course not. Those are movie. Those movie is like from the Chinese friction for the past 100 years. Like there's two big style in the martial art fiction fight. And then you say, oh, this guy is the grandmaster so and so from this style. It's like that. So the real life culture, ancient Chinese culture, and today's movie, fictions, somebody's creativity, and westernized thinking are completely different stuff. So as what I said, Tang Dynasty is like today's America. Everybody have free speech. You want to present something, you present with evidence. Let the evidence show whether it holds water or not. Not just because I am the what do you call it, the top official, so that whatever I say, I'm the authority, whatever I say is the truth. We don't do that in America, right? And in fact, we don't do this in today's world. So if we don't go back to this again, I really don't know what we are doing. So for example, for those who study meditations, if they don't follow the steps of this, the source of this is Anapanasati, Buddha's teaching. What mindfulness? What mindfulness? If we cannot do all these things down to the result state verifications, what do one know anyway? So if one read this, you know, if we read this seriously, meditations, this is a lot of meditation, our 6 healing sound is here too. We can know that most of the time we are not even the first level yet. So don't think like, oh, I know this chi, this internal power, mind power, all this thing. You want to talk about mind power, go really study this first, okay? So without this, making the claim is lying on accomplishment. That's Buddhist, okay? So this is what I'd like to share with you today. See, when it comes to this technology, one need to look at it that technology is technology. Nobody's supposed to touch it or screwing it up based on anybody's benefit or anything. As for contribution, say let's, for example, get an explosive one, Bruce Lee. Does he contribute to Wing Chun? In the history, for sure, without Bruce Lee, will Wing Chun bloom? Will the entire world know about Wing Chun without Bruce Lee? Of course it's not. So that contribution, that respect, it needs to be credited, right? However, if you say Bruce Lee know all of this, then you're in trouble. You're putting Bruce Lee in a position that he don't even want to be, okay? So does all the Wing Chun Grandmaster, whatever you contribute, whatever any Grandmaster contribute, well, your contribution is always credited. But if you don't know this, then you don't know this. Any wise Grandmaster will not like to be here. It's like there are many Chinese Buddhist monks have huge contribution to the China. But they will not like to get into this lying on accomplishment here. If they don't know, they say they don't know. Why? Because there is the sila, precepts of Buddhists, right? Those are not lie. If I know, I tell you I know. If I don't know, I don't know. So that is how the ancient ran things. Okay? So I hope that this is clear, because only if we are clear with things, the way how technology and presented and how it is passed down to next generation and so forth, only we are clear, we can help. If we are not clear, we screw things around. In the ancient, if the teacher say know only certain steps of this the technology, and his student is at his level and he do not know how to teach, he will refer his student to other Zen master. That's how it is. So this is to share with you. You know, this is everybody's treasure, inheritance. Contribution is one thing. Inheritance is one thing. Truth is one thing. Those are separate things.